watch slugs.
You see ya.
Someone call me the doctor?
Hey man, Bombay be working on some new mojo. You wanna try a piece of it? Well, before ya do, Bombay's gonna need ya to pick up some judges. First, Bombay needs ya to get some of the goop from the crabs down by the water. Let me see your hands. Bombay examines your hands closely. Bombay gonna need 5 handfuls. Go on now. Your objectives. Obtain 5 handfuls of koala mucus. You bring the judges, I show you my mojo. Yeah man, that's fast stuff. Now we get the other judges. Next, we're gonna get some poison from the scorpions that be running around here. But don't you worry, Bombay's not gonna let you get hurt. Bombay's got a big totem that you're gonna stick in the ground when the scorpion strikes. The totem gonna suck up all the poison, and you're gonna walk away still breathing. Sound good? Your objectives. Obtain 6 samples of scorpid venom by placing the poison extraction totem near a clattering scorpid. Well, we've stymied their efforts for now, but they're still here. We'll have to press on, Spitzer. Northwatch is a highly defended stronghold southwest of here, across the harbour. It's a strategically located stronghold that the Horde still struggles to overtake. We don't need the humans setting up another Northwatch here in Durata. Sweep through the valley to the west and slay these humans, Spitzer. Let them know the power and the fury of Senjin. Your objectives. Defeat 12 Northwatch troops in Northwatch foothold.
See ya later. Who you be?
These humans in the west, they don't just want to camp out in Durata, Monday. They got bigger plans, and those plans involve taking our home and leaving our skulls on bikes. Well, I'm not having it. Nope. Not love. I've got family here in Senjin, and I'll be damned if I let one of those brutes put my Tassie's head on a stick. They've got their plans written down in there, Monday. Big scrolls, real important looking. We're gonna burn those scrolls before they burn us. Your objectives. Destroy the 3 sets of attack plans held within Northwatch foothold.
Spirits be with ya, man.
This is it. The scorpid Juju Bombay been waiting for. Now we gonna fix you right up, shaman. You come back to Bombay when you be needing a pickup. Bombay got the spells to fix ya. A battle well fought, shaman, but I still have my doubts about our effectiveness. These humans don't seem to be going anywhere. You, however, have done more than could reasonably be asked of any loyal member of the Horde. Thank you. Good work, hero. You done good for Senjin today. Number. You done good for all of Dirota. We got to pass the word on to Razor Hill. These humans may be defeated today, but tomorrow they'll come again, and when they do, we'll need help from the orcs. Speak with Jash, outside the gates of Senjin. He'll give you a ride to Razor Hill. His wolves know the path well. Your objectives. Speak to Raider Jash to get a ride to Razor Hill. Once there, speak with Garthok.
Later.
Heyman, you be needing to head on over to DA Shaman Trainer.
Need something?
What's that smell? Oh, bad dog! Strength and honor.
That troll wants us to send help. Bah, he can forget it. I've got my own human problems to worry about, and even those are the least of my worries right now. Sanjin village is right next to Echo Isles and the Valley of Trials. Old Gadrin should find plenty of young bloods to help him with his human infestation. Tirogantki lies to the southeast of here, on Durota's eastern shore. You probably passed it on your trip from Senjin village. This castle has been a thorn in my side for too long. Humans from Kultiras lived in the castle for years, thwarting my every attempt to crush them. When the cataclysm hit us, the shore was wiped out, along with the castle and all the humans. However, these upstarts from Northwatch have moved in to take their place. Garthok grows in aggravation. Your objectives. Kill 6 Northwatch Marines, 6 Northwatch Sharpshooters, and Lieutenant Paliter in Tirogantki. I've been sent to investigate the presence of more Burning Blood agents here in Durota. To the northeast, you'll find a cave where the organization trains their new recruits. I'm interested in what exactly they are teaching these neophytes. I only tell you this because you seem to be looking for work. If you're interested in a little coin, sack the cave and return with their spell scrolls. The cave is somewhat hidden. Exit Razor Hill from the east, and follow the canyon's eastern ridge. Your objectives. Obtain 6 Burning Blade spell scrolls from members of the Burning Blade Industrial Cave.
Victory!
Hey there, handsome. I've has my eye on those big, beefy biceps ever since you stepped into town. Listen, I've got something for you to do. I hear Garthok's got you headed over to Tiragard. While you're there, think you could find some abandoned Cultira's knickknacks. Thanks, sweetie. Your objectives: obtain 6 pieces of Cultira's treasure.
Be careful out there.
Thrallhall,
If we are to make these new... When you...
be safe.
If we are to make these new...
For the Horde. Strength and honor.
I have some choice cuts of meat that I want to send to a friend. Her name is Grishka, the innkeeper in Orgrimmar. Will you deliver the meat for me? The fastest way to Orgrimmar is on a Windrider. Take the meats to the Razor Hill Windrider Master, Burok, and speak with him about transport to Orgrimmar. Your objectives: bring Grimtax meats to Burok and Razor Hill.
Go with me.
Tiragard belongs to Northwatch now.
Gale purrs disarmingly at you. You brought me my treasure. What a sweetheart.
Keep it real.
Word of your bravery travels fast, Shaman. Tales of your victory at Tiragard Keep will be heralded in Orgrimmar. Now that those humans are out of our hair for a bit, we can move on to more pressing matters. The cataclysm utterly decimated Durota's eastern coast. You saw the wreckage that it made of Tiragard. The devastation was even worse on the coast to the east of here. After the first wave, the beach was overtaken by angry elementals that came from the sea. I sent grunts to take care of it, but the onslaught was too much. I'm guessing you have a little more luck than they did. Beware the tides. Your objectives. Kill 11 foaming sea elementals.
Hey handsome, welcome back. You wouldn't mind running another errand, would you? I'd be ever so grateful. I hear you're headed off to the shore east of here. The beach is filled with crashed ships, and those ships have gnomish tools in them. Tools that I can use. See you soon, Beefcake. Your objectives. Obtain 4 sets of gnomish tools.
Glad I could help.
Raw.
The recent cataclysmic events have done more than wash a few boats onto our shore, Shaman. The South Fury River has overflowed, and Durota's entire western basin is now flooded. There are still people out there. I've been searching for a while, but haven't been able to find anything. Would you mind using my telescope and taking a look for yourself? Your objectives. Use Thonk's spyglass to search for survivors in South Fury watershed.
May your blades never dull. What
I see.
do you need?
So the trick is that you need to put the little end of the spyglass up to your eye. I'll remember that piece of information. My post is here on the tower, Spitzer, and I cannot leave it. I need someone to go out there and help the people who are still trapped in the river's overflow. Can I count on you? Your objectives. Search the South Fury watershed and help the people you saw in the spyglass.
Strength.
I'll never see my husband again. You've got to help us. The elementals. They're stronger than they look, and they come in waves. They took us completely by surprise, and we were overcome. Many of my fellow grunts lay dying on the beach. If you could save them, I would be grateful, as would Garthok back in Razor Hill. Your objectives. Rescue 4 injured Razor Hill grunts.
For the walk, if you lead, I will follow. Somebody. Anybody.
I can't fight any longer. Thank you, Orc. I was close to death. May I stay by your side for a moment? You fight well. I will leave you now. Lock Trogar. Thank you, Orc. I was close to death. May I stay by your side for a moment?
You've saved my life, Shaman. Protect me for a few more moments while I recover. I feel much better now. For the Horde. It was an honor to watch you fight, Spitzer. Somebody. Anybody. I can't fight any longer. Thank you, Orc. I was close to death. May I stay by your side for a moment? Has my knight in shining armor returned? You really know how to treat a girl, you know that? If you ever need anything.
Be good.
What do you
Keep your eyes open, Shaman. Even Dirota is not safe from our enemies. The scent of the sea hangs about you, Spitzer. Your efforts may have purchased another day for Razor Hill. I will pass word of your deeds up my chain of command. You have our gratitude. I've already spoken with several orcs that have returned from the beach. All of them told me that you were the one who saved them. You've done a noble task today, Spitzer. Lock Trogar. For the Horde.
Go forth to victory.
Where would you like to fly to? You need to get somewhere fast? Then you're talking to the right orc. You have to get this meat to Orgrimmar? That is no problem. For a small fee, my Wind Rider can take you there. For just a few coins I will have a Wind Rider bring you to Orgrimmar. When you get there, you can take Grimtak's meat to Greishka. Her inn is in the Valley of Strength. Speak with me again when you are ready for the journey. Your objectives. Buy a Wind Rider to Orgrimmar from the Wind Rider Master Burok, then bring Grimtak's meat to Greishka in Orgrimmar.
Go forth to victory. For the Horde.
Something smells good. You don't have raw meat on you, do you? Oh, wonderful. Those are fine cuts. These are from Grimtak, are they? That orc sure knows his way into a lady's heart. Oh, I can't wait to cook it. But not too much. Meat is best served rare, don't you think? I've written a letter of thanks to Grimtak. Will you deliver it for me? If you've already been to the Razor Hill and spoken with our Wind Rider Master, then you can fly a Wind Rider back there. Take my letter to Doras, the Wind Rider Master of Orgrimmar, and speak with him about transport to Razor Hill. Your objectives. Bring Greishka's letter to Doras in Orgrimmar.
May your blades never dull.
Dear Grimtak, the steaks you sent are fine. Well marbled, thickly sliced and packed in boar fat. They're just how I like them. When I eat them later, I will think of you as I gnaw on the last bits of bone and gristle. I will close my eyes and see your strong, scarred hands chopping and cutting. Ha! That reminds me of when you had your accident and lost a finger. Oh, Grimtak. Thinking of that day makes me giggle like a little girl. You're so cute when you're bleeding. Greishka. Do you need one of my Wind Riders? You have to get this to Razor Hill in Durota? Yes, I can get you there. My Wind Riders are trained to fly to many different places, as long as you have already been to that place and spoken with the Wind Rider Master there. You have been to Razor Hill and spoken to their Wind Rider Master Burok, so now you can fly directly to him from here. Once you're at Razor Hill, you can deliver Greishka's letter to Grimtak. Speak with me when you are ready to go. Your objectives. Buy a Wind Rider to Razor Hill from the Wind Rider Master Doras, then bring Greishka's letter to Grimtak at Razor Hill.
For the horde.
There's Eccleston to Thunderbluff has arrived. All aboard for a smooth ride across the Barrens. How may I help you? Have you returned from Orgrimmar? Did Grish collect the meat I sent her? Ha, I guess she liked it. Nothing brings red to a lady's cheeks like a big, juicy steak. Thank you, Spitzer. You've done me a great service. Here is some money for your trouble, and don't be surprised if I invite you to my wedding.
Strength.
Strength and honor.
Today marks the anniversary of my son Kron's passing. As long as I refuse to admit it, I recognize now, Kron is not returning from his crocolisk hunt. I've been working on a project. Something that will memorialize Kron's passion for the hunt. It's a crocolisk tooth necklace. Rows and rows of teeth, suitable to be worn by only the bravest young orc. I will place it on his grave. Kron was brave, but he was not strong, like you. Will you bring me the teeth for my necklace? Your objectives. Obtain 250 crocolisk teeth.
For the horde.
Kron will be remembered. Thank you, Orc. I will get to work on the necklace right away. Before Kron died, I had made this for him to wear. I have no use for it now, but perhaps you might.
Be safe.
The Quillbor are a stain on the land that not even the river can wash away. They told me to evacuate, but I told them that my job was not yet done. I hate Quillbor so much. Will you help me kill them? Your objectives: kill 4 Razor Main Quillbor and 4 Razor Main Scouts. Lauren appears to have calmed down a bit since your last encounter. Good, good. One step closer to eliminating those beady-eyed, basket-wearing, hog-nosed, two-toed. Rauran's anger is clearly rising again. Hunchbacked, squealing, prickly. No good. Gnome-loving. Greer. Quillbore. I will not rest until they're defeated. Slay them all. Rauran catches his breath. Their stinking laser to the north, or to the southwest. Your objectives. Kill 5 Razormane Dust Runners and 5 Razormane Battle Guards.
Razormane Dust Runner attempts to run away in fear.
Razormane Battle Guard becomes enraged.
Razormane Dust Runner attempts to run away in fear.
Razormane Battle Guard becomes enraged. Again, Rauran appears calmer. You've done well, stranger. I'm sorry you had to see me like that. Thank you for killing the Quillbore, but maybe you should leave before I fly into another one of my rages. Don't worry, Zantaji is not in any trouble. He'd just been studying what happens when the river overflows. You see the big tall birds that stand on the riverbank? Zantaji thinks they're in trouble. The earthquake and the flood pushed the plane striders over to this side of the water, but they can't fly back, and they're too scared to swim. They'll die if they stay here. Zantaji doesn't like violence, but maybe you can attack them and scare them over to the other side. Yes? Your objectives. Attack 3 wayward plane striders until they flee toward the barrens. I love all the little animals, Monday. I love the big ones, too. I just hate to see you hurt them like that. But it's for the best. Many creatures died when the water came rushing into the valley. The raptors, however, thrived. They're clever predators, and they've been living off the misfortune of the other creatures. One of the raptors is particularly cruel. He's killing the little animals and letting them rot in the water without even eating them. He goes by the name of Screamslash, and if we're not careful, he could seriously disrupt the balance of nature. Travel north, slay him, and give his body back to nature. Your objectives. Slay the raptor called Screamslash. Something happened to Screamslash when the cataclysm hit, Zandarji thinks. He wasn't always so violent and irrational. Thank you for your help, Spitzer. Zandarji gonna get back to his studying now?
Later.
Can I help you with? Go.
I used the trick you taught me with the spyglass, and I watched you running around down there. Quite impressive. How'd you make the old woman fly, by the way?
Be safe.
The scrolls, Spitzer, the scrolls. This is quite interesting. These rites aren't all that different from the spells which are taught to Horde warlocks. This merits further investigation. You should head north from here, Spitzer. Speaks with Gore the Enforcer at the Jalushar blockade. He's been placed in charge of securing shipping lanes for Orgrimmar, and Skull Rock sits right next to his precious stock. I'm certain you'll be interested in picking up where we left off. Your objectives. Report to Gore the Enforcer at the Jalushar blockade in Durota.
Abu. Crawl hall.
You look pretty strong. Listen, my good friend Cargill needs some new recruits for Baron's duty. I know you want to do what's right for the Horde. Well, this is your chance. Take this recruitment letter to Cargill and see if he'll sign it. Your objectives. Give Cargill battle scar at the Baron's outpost your recruitment letter.
Straight.
Try to ignore the firm, feathery behinds of the harpies. The creatures are really quite deadly. I'm Rieslick, one of Gazlau's boys. Boss sent me to help the orcs here in Durota. Things been going good except for the caravans. Can't manage to keep them safe. Makes my job a little harder, you know? The last shipment, which they promised would get through, was snatched by the Dustwind harpies of... where was it? Razorwind Canyon. I got to have those supplies. Follow the big canyon to the south. You'll find the ravine cut right into the west and east sides of the walls. Your objectives. Retrieve 5 sacks of supplies. Try to ignore the firm, feathery... Gazlau told me once, Rieslick. There's one thing you need to know in life, and that's if you want something done well, do it yourself. I can't deal with losing all our caravans, so I'm just going to take matters into my own hands. Harpies plague our supple routes. If we kill the harpies, the caravans are safe. Of course, there was one other thing that Gazlau taught me, and that's you can get anything done for a price. You in, Spitzer? Good. I recommend starting in the canyon to the east. Your objectives. Kill 12 Durota harpies. Any type of harpy will suffice.
Be good.
Try to
is
ignore the
money,
firm,
friend.
feathery behinds of the harpies. The creatures are really quite deadly. I'm great at what I do, don't get me wrong, but this is ridiculous. What am I supposed to do? Build sand castles? Hey, now isn't that just the thing? You've got our supplies back for us. That's great. I'll be able to get back to work just as soon as I can find someone to haul these sacks for me. I think I can breathe easy now, knowing that the harpies won't be bothering our supperly caravans anymore. And not one moment too soon, either. I hear I'm being sent some fun little toys with the next shipment. You're pretty good at what you do, Spitzer. You ought to track down my boss in Ratchet. I'll bet he could find some work for you. Oh, and don't worry, I wouldn't forget to pay you for the service you provided me.
Keep it real.
Lock Trogar, soldier. You're the one who handled the burning blade to the south? I've got ears in all kinds of places, boy, and word travels fast. The flood to the southwest wiped out one of the few burning blade camps that still pockmarked Durota. This one was led by a goblin named Fizzle Darkclaw, and believe me, we're better off without him. Darkclaw, however, did possess an orb that the Horde is interested in procuring. Who knows why? I leave that to the warlocks. All I know is that I need that orb. Your objectives. Obtain Fizzle's orb from Fizzle Darkclaw and Thunder Ridge. Lock Trogar, soldier. Our army needs water, and luckily the elements gave us plenty of that when the cataclysm hit. The water that filled up the canyon to the southwest should do the trick. Unfortunately, the corpses of thunder lizards still sit at the bottom of the canyon, and their electrical discharges are a bit too dangerous. I've got grunts that can lift them out of the water, but we need someone agile enough to attach the other end of the rope. Are you my man, Spitzer? Your objectives. Attach a mudge weave tether to 8 drowned thunder lizards in Thunder Ridge.
For the Horde. Blood and thunder.
My associate here has some plans for you that I don't agree with. His actions are hasty, uncontrolled, and irresponsible, and you may end up paying for them with your life. Before you work with Gore, first listen to the tale that I have to tell. It's a moralistic story, a fable, but I believe its lesson will prove valuable. Speak to me when you are ready. Your objectives. Hear the moral of Shin Stonepillar's story.
Farewell.
Things used to be so much better. What happened to us?
Strength.
Things used to be so much better. The moral of the story, hasty, lazy actions have ruinous results. We mustn't take shortcuts. We must work for our rewards. I've been trying to tell this story to the Enforcer, but I fear his hell-scream-worshipping skull is a little bit too thick.
For the Horde.
Lock Trogar, ignore the shaman, soldier. Certain powers that be within the Horde demanded I keep him with me, but I assure you, that thrall-loving Fassi ear truly sees no farther than the borders of this hut. Elementals war against one another to the west of here. I normally wouldn't mind, but I need that land clear to secure a broader shipping route to and from the Barrens. The Elementals are normally quite strong, but they are weakened by their attacks against one another. Use this knowledge to destroy them. Your objectives. Destroy 12 warring Elementals. You may slay either furious earth guards or teeming water guards.
Go with honor.
Fizzle's body bobs. You grab at the orb, but Fizzle's hand clutches around it even tighter. The orb locked Trogger, soldier. Run into any trouble on the way? I ask for an orb, and you bring half of the goblins out with you. I like the way you work. Tell you what. You've already given me a hand. Allow me to return the favor. One of our more useful shaman, Margos, knows more of the Burning Blade's corruption. He speaks of a cave called Skull Rock in the mountains, just outside Orgrimmar, that shelters a large band of Burning Blade cultists. Before you go to Skull Rock, speak with Margos. He is wise and his counsel is valued. He is camped to the southeast, between the coast and Drygulch ravine. Follow his advice, but whatever Margos says, Spitzer, I still want you to crush those cultists. Your objectives. Speak with Margos. Locked Trogger, soldier. The electricity was only one of the dangers. If those carcasses rot too long under the water, that entire source becomes undrinkable. Well done, shaman. See? The shaman's tales are nothing but that. A youngling's bedtime stories. The new horde takes what it wants, and doesn't waste time with such frivolity. If you get a chance, I recommend you tell Shin, and those like him, not to waste any more of your time. HMMPH. It looks like your services are being requested elsewhere. Actor Bloodfist is looking for recruits to assist the Horde's ventures in Ishara, north of Orgrimmar. I'm sure you still have work to do here in Durota, and I understand that they'll shortly be asking for your help in the Barrens. I wouldn't be going anywhere yet if I were you, but if you're itching for some manifest destiny, Ashara awaits. Your objectives. Report to Actor Bloodfist at the Orgrimmar Regate in Ashara.
Go forth to victory.
Welcome, Spitzer. Word reached me of your coming, and of your exploits in Durota. You are a shaman of growing skill and renown. Stay on the pure path, and your future will be great indeed. Spitzer. The Burning Blade. Spitzer. The Burning Blade has infested the cave east of Orgrimmar known as Skull Rock. Inside that cave they perform vile rituals, and burn their own flesh with searing collars. By wearing these collars, I believe the cultists attune themselves to demonic power. But to confirm this, I must have a collection of the collars to study. Go to Skull Rock and gather searing collars from the cultists you find there. Bring them to me, and I will uncover their secrets. Your objectives. Gather 6 searing collars from the cultists in Skull Rock.
Go forth to victory. Speak, friend.
Margos enters a trance. You, Orc, stop a minute. My boss, Spiker Tooth, sent me to look for help and supplies. You don't Margot's is burned by unleashed magic. Ugh. Meh. Unlocking the secret of these collars is beyond my skills. You, Orc, stop a minute. My boss Spiker-Tooth sent me to look for help and supplies. You don't appear to be a merchant, but you can probably still help him out. He's just to the southeast of here, next to the crashed cart. Oh, and tell him I sent you. I want to make sure that he knows I'm not just slacking off over here. Your objectives. Report to Spiker-Tooth at Dead Eye Shore in Dirota.
Go forward to victory. Strength and honor.
Vecnag sent you? Without telling you that I need wagon wheels, nails, and rations? That idiot. Blast these rocky Dirota roads. I've got places to be, and this isn't one of them. I own a couple gladiators that I put into competitions around Kulmdor. You can see most of them chained up around here. We were lucky to rein these ones in after the cart broke down. Galania, that Naga over there. She's lost her last 3 fights. She could use a tune-up, or maybe just a little bit of thrashing. Go challenge her. I'll bet even you are stronger than she is. Your objectives. Defeat Galania in combat. Blast these rocky Dirot. Griswold, chained up over there on the cliffs, is my newest gladiator. We found him just south of here, sniffing around with Northwatch soldiers. I had my men nab him up, and now he works for me. He looks tough enough, but he hasn't really been battle-tested yet. Go pick a fight with him so I can see if he's worth keeping around. Your objectives. Defeat Griswold Hanniston in combat. Blast these I wouldn't normally keep a Tonka as a captive, due to their close relationship with the Horde. But this one is a traitor, and a criminal to boot. Exiled by his own tribe, he canoed down to Ashara and was found stealing supplies from Valamuk. He would have been put to the axe had I not been standing by, wallet in hand. Gower is my winningest gladiator, Shaman. I'll bet you 10 silver that you can't beat him. Your objectives. Defeat Gower Icehorn in combat.
Victory. What can
What's
I
the
do
matter,
for you?
chum? Never seen a Ouijan before?
Watch your back.
What's the matter, chum?
Good day.
What do you want, Orc?
Do I frighten you, Orc? Do I frighten you, Orc? Blast these rocky Dirota roads. I watched you fight out there. How long you been a shaman? You're alright, kid. Blast these rocky... I'm at a crossroads now, Spitzer. You defeated him easily in combat, but then again, I did get him for free, and he's pretty cheap to feed. Maybe we'll keep him around for a bit. Fine, here's the money. But you'd better make yourself scarce before I reconsider my policy on keeping Horde slaves.
For the Horde!
Have you yet entered Skull Rock, Spitzer? Do you have the searing collars? Good. Hiding within these collars is the secret behind the burning blade. And I will uncover that secret. The searing collars you brought me are powerful demonic implements. Divining their origin is, I'm afraid, beyond my skills as a shaman. We will need a warlock to study them. Take a searing collar to Anak Fireblade. Although he is a skilled warlock, he professes to use his powers to thwart demons, and claims his research in the occult is benign. Be that true or false, we may need his aid against the demonic cult in Dirota. You may find Anak in Orgrimmar and the Cleft of Shadow. Your objectives. Bring an example collar to Anak Fireblade in Orgrimmar.
For the whole.
Margot's is burned by unleashed magic. Arg. Spitzer, unlocking the secret of these collars is beyond my skills.
Hey, how you doing?
The Zeppelin to Warsong Hold has just arrived. All aboard for Borean Tundra.
Speak.
My most humble greetings, Shaman. How might I help my orc brother today? Ah, and where did you get this? Good Margos sent you to me, did he? Well, let me take a closer look. Since the last Great War when the Burning Legion was defeated, I have searched for sources of demonic corruption in orc society. The collar you brought me confirms my fears. It belongs to the Burning Blade. Your role in this tale is nearly complete, Spitzer. Go to Far Watch Post, on the border of the Barrens to the west, and speak with my assistant, Zuluf. Pass on to him this information. Your objectives. Speak with Zuluf at Far Watch Post in the Northern Barrens. Arnak Fireblade inspects the searing collar. Interesting, very interesting. You found this in Durota, Spitzer?
Dabu.
The heft of an axe, the battle cry of your allies, the spray of blood in your face. These are the things the warrior craves, Spitzer. I will carve out the barons with my sword in the name of the Horde. What do you want, pup? If you're not here for recruitment, I don't have time for you. Oh, so Takrin sent you? Cargill wearily eyes your recruitment letter and shoves it unceremoniously into his vest. I'll sign this when you've earned it. I've got reports from down south that this whole continent is being torn apart. Meanwhile, we've got supply caravans backed up to the river and outposts under siege from here to Stanet Arlon. You want to prove your worth to the Horde? Start by proving it here. All the Quillboars are our enemy.
Strength and honor.
This is not news to me. While I appreciate your efforts, the Burning Blade will have to wait. We have other matters to which we must attend.
Farewell.